We just got announced the Pinocchio horror movie is joining the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey cinematic universe. Let's take a look at it here. So, Bloody Disgusting has the exclusive on it. Check out this website. This is like where I go to get all my horror movie news. So, shout out to them. I love the Bloody Disgusting people. And they have it here. Public domain, horror universe expanding with Pinocchio Unstrung. Exclusive first look. So this is your first look to what they're going for with this Pinocchio horror movie that they have now announced. I'm going to be analyzing it because there's actually some things in here I didn't notice the first time around to give you an idea of how creepy of a killer this Pinocchio is going to be. And then down here, we have the logo for this Pinocchio horror movie. So again, Pinocchio Unstrung is the name. I guess that makes sense. Kind of clever. I'll tell you what. These movies, they're made on a such low budget, but they put in the money to make these logos look nice. Because I love the poster for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I know that's like a a bad horror movie, but the poster for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, you got to admit, that's kind of a fire poster. Like, it sets expectations that the movie could actually be awesome. I love that poster. Him over the moon, holding the hammer, and then Piglet down here. Like, this was actually kind of cool. And that's where all the budget goes for this. Okay. Now, this is part of the horror cinematic universe, like I was mentioning, guys. We have Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and now we're going to be getting this Pinocchio movie. In fact, they say here in this article, look, they say here, what you see above is actually your first look at the drawing that'll be featured in the credits of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, teasing out the expansion of this universe. So Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 comes out this March. I believe March 25th or something like that. It'll be in theaters for like 4 or 5 days. So, get them while they're hot. And I am going to I'm slightly interested to see the second movie because they went from a $100,000 budget to $1 million budget. This movie's actually going to be a lot more watchable than that first one was, so I'm slightly interested to see what they do with that budget, especially since Tigger and the Owl is part of it. But we had heard in the post-credits they would tell us the next horror character in their cinematic universe, and well, they just gave it away online to this to this exclusive. You're going to see Pinocchio, I'm assuming this drawing animation, or maybe even Pinocchio in live-action form, in the post-credit scene of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Nowadays, everything is spoiled, right? You see the new Marvel movie, you know the post-credit scene, what's going to be happening in it. Now, even in the horror cinematic universe, you know what's happening in that post-credit scene. And this is just insane to me, because we have 2 other horror movies that are part of this universe. Bambi the Reckoning and Peter Pan Neverland Nightmares. Now, if we actually go to the Bambi movie, they're filming that right now. Right now as we speak, the Bambi horror movie is happening. Let me see if I can pull up the set photos from it. Oh, it's not here. Okay. Bambi the Reckoning, which, again, crazy title. First look. Okay, because here it is. I was just looking it up because I had to make a TikTok of it. Go check that out as well this week. Right here. This is your first look. They've already started filming it. It happened, I guess, a couple days ago. Here's a couple of cast members attached to the movie. They are nailing down the cinematography. You look at this photo and you think, oh my God, this actually looks like a real movie. This looks like there was actually a nickel involved, not just a penny. They spent a nickel on this movie. The higher budget is starting. I have no idea how you turn this out. Now, they compared this movie to The Ritual, which is like a horror movie that came out on Netflix with this Wendigo deer type looking creepy creature. And I guess there's potential for Bambi to do something in there. I don't know. So you got that coming up. And then you have Peter Pan Neverland Nightmares, which again, I would be excited if they had real budgets. If even just $5 million, which is still really low budget for Hollywood standards, but that could make the difference. This is something that's happening here, and I wish it was exciting. But either way, their plan is to take all those characters that we have 4 of right now, Winnie the Pooh, Bambi, Peter Pan, and Pinocchio, and eventually do this Marvel style on your left. Dun, 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 dun. Have them all come out. I don't know if they're going to go after a bunch of kids or they're just going to fight each other. Low budget or not, you tell me I'll get a movie where I could see Winnie the Pooh kicking the butt of Pinocchio is trash, but it's trash I'm going to want to see. You know you'd watch it too. It's like watching one of them ratchet girls at your school and seeing them fight. Like, oh no, get off of her, Teresa. No, go back to the trailer park. You're just going to watch the train wreck happen and we's going to enjoy it. Now, the Pinocchio movie, I think, has the most potential out of all of them. In fact, this isn't the first time we've gotten a Pinocchio horror movie. It's happened a long time ago. I never saw the movie, but I had been curious to see it because it's a killer doll movie, and you know me, I love me killer doll movies. But there was a movie in 1996 that was called Pinocchio's Revenge. This is kind of like the look of it. Oh, jeez. This is the look of the movie, Pinocchio's Revenge. Here's some stills from it. Little wooden boy, him holding a knife like it. I've never seen it, but I have never heard great things about it. So Pinocchio has like been done as a horror movie before. This is like just the first time in a long time. And if this is the design they're going off of, there's something interesting here. First off, take a look at Pinocchio's shin. Okay, if you look at Pinocchio's legs, he's got nails coming out of it. So right there, Pinocchio can kick you and do some real damage. If you also look at his fingertips, he's also got nails coming out. He's got claws, which whatever Geppetto made him, bro, that's not how you make a real boy. That the nails and maybe he thought fingernails and nails were the same thing. Oh my God, I just got that. Nails are his nails. Oh my God, this movie's genius. I'm realizing now the genius behind this movie in real time. If you also want to analyze, he's got like a little cut coming out of his stomach, his mouth, there, a tree branch. If you can see, he's got like some stitching on the face. I'm actually ready to say here, this could be a Leatherface situation. This might be a thing where Geppetto cut the head off, like the skin off a little boy and put it onto Pinocchio, and we might have a sort of Leatherface Pinocchio thing going on. That's insane right there. But the concept of Pinocchio is already a scary one. Like this one is like, compared to all the other ones, whether it's Peter Pan, Bambi, Winnie the Pooh, or Pinocchio now, Pinocchio is the easiest one to turn into a horror movie because it's literally a doll coming to life. Even Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, if you watch it, the Netflix movie, really great, by the way. But when it comes to life, Guillermo del Toro portrays it in a scary way. Geppetto is frightened whenever Pinocchio comes to life. He's even holding an axe and walking towards him in a menacing way. So even Guillermo del Toro, Oscar-winning director, is aware Pinocchio's a frightening dude. And you also got to admit, if you saw the Disney Pinocchio movie as a kid, you was scared. Like that scene where they turn into donkeys. I never wanted to touch beer in my life. That scene is frightening. Whatever donkey noises make, that's my donkey noise. So this is happening, my friends, whether we like it or not. I like I said, I'm down for it if it just had the budget for it. Like, I can't even imagine what this doll's gonna look like. What I'm imagining is they're just gonna hire some poor 7-8-year-old, give him this Leatherface-like mask, and then just make him act like Pinocchio. When if they just gave him like a little bit of a budget, made some animatronic movements or things like that, that would be really dope here. Steamboat Mickey, will that be the Thanos of the universe? So that's a funny comment you make because, you know, now it's a huge trend, right? We got that Mickey Mouse horror movie coming out. Now, as far as I'm aware, that horror movie is not attached to this cinematic universe, although it should be. But there's two of them being made, and out of the two, they're Mickey Mouse. And out of the two horror movies we're getting, either this one where he's a slasher, which I'm still don't know when this one. Excuse me. Well, I don't know when this one comes out, and then this one that comes later in the year. That's made by the same producers who made Terrifier, Art the Clown. Both of these not connected to the fairy tale cinematic horror universe. I think even the director or the creative head of this universe said, yeah, that's something I didn't want to touch. So like I think he was just scared of the mouse. He was scared of Disney because you bring him into his universe, then you put in danger all the other characters. It's like if we get sued for the mouse, that ruins our whole cinematic universe. So better not touch it at all. But yeah, man. This is just a trend. Like I said, I don't care. I don't mind it. If anything, I prefer it because the views on this kind of topic are doing quite well. Thank you for being here. Click like if you haven't already. And I just hate when it comes time to watch them and they're so unbearably boring, or they're just the budget is so low. You're just kind of like, I see what you were going for, but it's not coming across on camera. So who knows? Maybe this snowballs into doing something. If Winnie the Pooh went from $100,000 budget to $1 million budget, maybe they're actually spending the money now. But for now, I'm just like, they're not there yet. I need Blumhouse to spend the money and make these $10 million, these cheap horror movies, because at least then it will be watchable. You know, something there. I mean, Blumhouse puts out a bad movie every now and then with their low budgets, but at least they're watchable, right? So this is what we got going on. Uh, and I probably ruined my chances by talking like this because I've said it before. One of the creative members in these movies, they offered for me to be in Winnie the Pooh 3 and kill me off. I said, heck yes, please do it. But probably because I trash the universe so much, or I or I do all this, they're going to take that all back. But that'd be so cool to be killed by Winnie the Pooh. I hope that offer still stands. I'll give these movies a fair shot. If you're watching, I'll always give them a fair shot. I'm not going to lie, though, if they're not great, All right. That's my thoughts on it. I'm curious to hear what you guys think of this.